The primary duty of an American politician is not to protect anyone. It's to act on the will of the people who elected them into their position of power. That's what a representative democracy is. You have an election, the people decide which of the candidates in the election represents what they want the most, and then that representative goes to the policy-making level and, fights for policy that represents what the people want that voted for them. He doesn't want American politicians to be subject to the will of the people who elected them. He likes the idea that when they get to the policy-making level, they can just be bought by lobbyists or political action committees or even just direct donations from mega corporations or rich people. His whole goal is not to fucking protect anyone. It's to make enemies out of people who aren't the real enemies, like trans people and undocumented immigrants, so that you can't see that he's actually acting in the best interest of the people who can buy him. He loves that about American politics. He loves that we're labeled a representative democracy in name only, because when you actually leave it up to the people, they tend to decide with human rights. That's why we have amendments to the Constitution that say freedom of speech or religion, the right to bear arms, freedom from unlawful searches and seizures, women having the right to vote, ending slavery, and the 14th Amendment, which says no person's right to life, liberty, or property shall be infringed without due process of law. Persons, not citizens. Thing is, if you're going to make an amendment to the Constitution, you need a supermajority. You need 2/3 of Congress, both Senate and House, to do that. And if Congress actually represented the will of the people like it's supposed to in a representative democracy, we would have way more than we need in terms of that supermajority to make amendments to the Constitution, like that Congress people shouldn't be allowed to buy and trade individual stocks, or to ban Wall Street from buying single-family homes, or ending gerrymandering. Because over 80% of Americans want those things, and we have none of them. We should have enough Congress people to pass those things, but we don't. Because when our representatives get elected in this country, then they go to the policy-making level and they get bought. But he doesn't care about undocumented immigrants or trans people and how unsafe they are, even though they're not. He cares about increasing his personal wealth. That's it. Theoretically, if enough people voted for a politician such that they won their election, and that politician campaigned on protecting undocumented immigrants over Americans, then that would be their duty, because they campaigned on that. So not only does this question inject a narrative into what the primary duty of American politicians is supposed to be, but it also lets them off the hook of what their primary duty actually is.